the cat doesn't leave the baby alone. When the parents discover the reason, they call the police. Often, many people tend to view cats with suspicion, believing that they cannot be as faithful or affectionate as dogs are commonly considered. Some even feel a sense of distrust towards them. Today's story takes place in the bustling city of Bogota, Colombia. Jairo and Marcela are newlyweds who are about to fulfill their dream of having a child. They have recently moved to a new apartment where they will begin a new life while awaiting the arrival of their baby. In the meantime, the couple came to the conclusion that they would need someone to help them with the baby's care since they would have to work if they wanted to keep their household afloat. Unfortunately, the grandmothers could not take care of the baby since they lived too far away. However, one day while Marcela was meeting with one of her friends, she recommended a woman who had been working as a maid in her house and who she highly recommended for the quality of her work. Jairo and Marcela finally decided to hire Estela, a maid who would help them with everything related to household chores and later with the baby's care. Marcela's relationship with Estela was excellent from the beginning. The woman seemed very sweet and hardworking, so they considered they had made a good decision by hiring her. There was only one problem. Kiara, the family cat, had not taken the arrival of Estela to the house very well. Generally, this cat was very affectionate, but when the maid was around, her behavior changed drastically and became more aggressive. The couple considered that this was because cats do not take the arrival of new people in the house very well, but they hoped that she would not behave the same way when the little Diana, the name they decided to give their daughter, arrived home. This long-awaited baby would finally be brought into this world on October 20th, to the joy of her parents and family. The little girl was born completely healthy, and Jairo and Marcela could not be happier. As months went by, they realized that they wouldn't have to worry about whether or not Kiara would accept the baby. Not only had the cat accepted the baby, but she had become very attached to her, becoming extremely protective of her. However, her attitude towards the woman who worked for them had not changed at all. She still showed aggression towards her, and the young couple couldn't understand why. Estela was a very sweet and attentive woman who had also been excellent with the baby. But Kiara's protectiveness towards Diana was so strong that she never allowed the baby to sleep alone in her crib. Kiara always stayed with the baby at night, keeping her company. One day, while Jairo and Marcela were working, they left the baby in the care of Estela and Kiara. Everything was going well that morning until Jairo received a call from Estela, who was very distressed. She explained that she had gone to change the baby's diaper, and at that moment, Kiara attacked her for no apparent reason. Jairo knew that Kiara had to be punished for this behavior, but when he got home, he decided that the best idea was to take her to a veterinarian to explain why the cat was behaving this way towards the woman who worked for them. However, the veterinarian couldn't provide any clarity. He did some medical checks to see if the cat was okay and told Jairo that she might be feeling that something was not right with the woman. The veterinarian gave Jairo an option. He could take Kiara to a shelter, or he could find out why she was acting that way, as the veterinarian had a feeling that something was wrong. Jairo was a little offended by the veterinarian's comment. How could he say that Estela, a sweet woman, was doing something wrong without even knowing her? And he trusted that they could leave Diana to sleep alone. However, Jairo knew deep down that there was something else going on, as the cat did not behave that way with anyone else. He thought, could Estela be hiding something from them? For a while, he decided to observe Kiara with Diana. Diana seemed to love the cat, and Kiara definitely loved Diana. He was very touched by the beautiful relationship they had developed. Jairo noticed that Kiara's attitude towards Estela did not improve, and he wondered what could be the reason for her behavior. This gave Jairo a sudden understanding that this woman was definitely doing something strange. Marcela was not very happy with the ideas that Jairo was coming up with. He didn't think it was right to judge someone by an animal's behavior. However, she supported her husband and allowed him to do what he had in mind. Jairo took advantage of a day when the housekeeper would not be home to install several surveillance cameras that could not be seen with the naked eye. The idea was that Estela would not find out and act as usual, so they could determine if she was doing something wrong. Jairo and Marcela knew that this was not right to spy on someone, even in their own home, and it was not very ethical. So, they decided that if in the end, the woman had nothing to hide, they would tell her everything and offer a sincere apology. But with these cameras, they would definitely get more answers, and they could even monitor little Diana during the day. When Jairo reviewed the first few days of filming, he discovered several things that were out of the ordinary. Now, he continued to be very protective of Diana and constantly watched Estela. In the presence of Jairo and Marcela, Estela showed another side of her personality that she had never shown before. She was rude, very indecent, and kicked the cat every time she saw it. The few times she was able to touch Diana without anyone else present, there was a lot of roughness in her movements, almost to the point of abuse. This alone infuriated Jairo very much. But there was more, and this answered several questions. The woman had been taking things from the house, initially small things that would not be missed, some quality cutlery, jewelry that belonged to the little girl. She was gradually taking away their belongings. Jairo could not believe how his cat had been trying to warn them from the beginning, but they had not paid attention to it, causing them to let this bad woman into their home. The man immediately called his wife, who was working, to notify her of everything he had discovered through the recordings. Marcela was shocked, just like Jairo. They could not believe that Estela was capable of this, and it was because some people know how to hide perfectly who they really are. In reality, this mask that she wore did not go unnoticed by animals, especially cats, who are very suspicious when evaluating people. The couple decided they needed to alert the police so that this woman could not continue to commit her misdeeds in other homes where she worked. Although at first they decided to confront her personally, the woman never admitted her guilt. It was only when Jairo revealed the security camera videos that her mask fell off completely, revealing that she was actually a vulgar, lying, and thieving woman who, for a moment, thought about attacking Jairo but didn't. Kiara once again lunged at the woman and bit her, causing her to immediately leave the house. However, the authorities had already been notified, so this woman wouldn't get much further and would soon be judged for her actions. Jairo and Marcela were pleased that their cat's attitude had allowed them to prevent something worse from happening. Since then, they have trusted Kiara's judgment when evaluating anyone who visits their home. Kiara and Diana grew up as best friends. As Diana grew up, she learned the complete story of her parents and had no other reaction than to continue loving her cat because she had been there preventing this bad woman from mistreating her, and now they have been inseparable ever since. Kiara never stopped taking care of Diana. Even when she was much older, she remained that cat who would defend her beloved girl with claws and teeth. Jairo and Marcela tried to be more careful about who they let into the house, although they knew that if they made a mistake again, at least they had Kiara to protect them. This was today's video, and now it's your turn to leave your opinion on this debate. What did you think of the perspicacity that this cat had in uncovering the true intentions of this woman? Do you consider cats to be animals worthy of our trust? Do you usually trust your pet's instincts? Leave your opinion in the comments, and you can also leave a like so that we know you're enjoying our content, and we can continue making more videos like this. See you next time.